Hello gamers, and in today's video we're going to be talking about week 10 of Trials of Osiris, the final week of Trials of Osiris, or Season of the Haunted. We are a day and 2 hours away from Season 18 as I am recording this. I could not be happier. Thank the Lord. God bless. Just praise be to Allah. Just fucking everything. Holy fuck. It's almost over, fellas. We've almost done it. The grueling long winter is almost over, and we are about to transition into a new season, and I am so happy about it. This week in particular, given it is the last week, I feel like honestly in terms of last week's has not been that bad. Oh yeah, also we did not get world's first again this week, which was unfortunate. We did not lose a game, but unfortunately we had a really close game against Mr. Jake. Grander put up a hard fight and definitely slurped up some of our time, so we were unable to get to that first place slot. One thing as well, I'm mentioning it now, but this is the last week, as I said before, and we will not be seeing Trials again till I believe September 16th. So we have a pretty long time till we will be seeing Trials again, which I am kind of happy about, and I'm also kind of not happy about, because currently the game, after the first couple weeks, there isn't really anything to do. And at the same time, I'm happy about it because Trials, especially for a lot of us content creators that do Trials help, it can be very exhausting doing it after week, and it's very nice to have some breaks. So I am happy about that, but it does kind of suck that it's going to be gone for so long. One thing as well is I haven't streamed as much this weekend as I had wanted to. I wanted to at least do a 24-hour this weekend, but my internet just is shitting the sheets. I spent Sunday trying to figure out some ways that I might be able to alleviate that. And right now, as I'm recording this, like I said, this is on a Monday. Usually I record these after my streams on Monday, but I'm recording it before because I literally have nothing else to do right now. I've been sitting here for hours trying to find other people to play with, but no one wants to play. I had plans with Gold. Gold said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna take the day off, which is probably a good idea, but for me, I just need it. I need it bad. What was the weapon this week? I'm trying to remember. It was Reed's Regret. One thing as well, this is the final weekend of Omni Lord of Wolves, hopefully. I think altogether, this was not a bad way to end the season. It definitely was not the worst day, or last week, rather. Was not the worst last week of Season of the Haunted. Or just out of all the seasons, there has definitely been worse seasons. And in terms of the last week, this is a good one. I remember back in in the cheater meta, there was this 1 week where it was last week and it was on Burning Shrine, and I could not get a card done because there was so many cheaters, man. So many cheaters, and it was you were either playing cheaters or some of the best players in the game, and you'd maybe trade a game or two on a cheater or on a good player, and then you'd match. It was an absolute just hellhole. And in stark comparison to that, this week is way better. Mind you, I feel like the player population is probably at its lowest, right? Well, right now it's at 8,000. When I was watching Alonza earlier, shout to Alonza, it was at 5,000, and that was at 6 in the morning. So it's definitely going up as the day carries on. But I think there's a lot of things that I hope Bungie has learned from this season, and I hope that they kind of carry out into next season, and I hope that they've learned that zone control trials currently, I don't know, it's something that definitely favors bubble and stuff, and I would love it favors defensive play, I guess, or not necessarily defensive play. It favors defensive supers with low cooldown, and I kind of would like to see them bring up the base cooldown of tier 1 supers to kind of give them more viability, because right now I feel like tier 1 supers such as Spectral Blades, Fist of Havoc, Hammer Titan, Burning Maul, things like that, Behemoth, I feel like they are not really viable because they just take so long to get. And in a lot of those games in zone control, and sometimes even in normal trials, you really don't see yourself getting those supers. It's definitely more common in normal trials, but even normal trials, depending on how the game is going, you won't find yourself getting those supers. You don't ever see anyone run Spectral Blades. You hardly ever see anyone run Golden Gun or Dawn Blade or anything like that, because there's just no point. It's better to usually run a tier 5 super because of how drastically higher the cooldown is. So I'd like to see them kind of rein that in some way, maybe decrease super cooldowns for tier 5s and increase, I don't know, and leave tier 1 super cooldowns at what they're at. But I don't know, I feel like there definitely needs to be some adjustment there, and I'm not sure if the flawless pool is really a good idea to keep around, especially just like, I don't think it's a good idea like in general. Like in the grand scheme of things, like I think if the player population is really big and if you're not able to avoid flawless pool, pretty much those are the two contingencies. If the player base is big, or even if you're just not able to avoid flawless pool, which I don't know why they haven't added that. I feel like that should have been something that has been fixed a very long time ago, because quite frankly, I think if that was the case, you probably wouldn't see like as many issues regarding the flawless pool as we do now. If pretty much it was legitimately like the flawless pool was legitimately people that could go flawless were in the flawless pool, and people that couldn't go flawless were in the non-flawless pool. Because in a way, I think the non-flawless pool, like the people farming in non-flawless pool are, first of all, what they're doing is they're stopping other people that are actually non-flawless players that cannot go flawless from going flawless, because they're, you know, farming them pretty much, whether that's like because they're stacked or they're doing carries or whatever the fuck. Regardless, they're like, you know, in non-flawless pool, and they're not going flawless actively so that they can stay in non-flawless pool. And then on top of that, they're in non-flawless pool beating the fuck up, like, you know, not like players that are non-flawless, which sometimes are players that are also just resetting their card, but which are also sometimes players that actually can't go flawless, because not necessarily because of those players, but partially as a result, if that makes any sense. And one might argue, hey, why don't we just remove flawless pool? And I'd be down for that as well. I'm definitely not opposed to it. I don't really care what the matchmaking is. They could make it SBMM, they could make it win-based, they can make it whatever. I'm gonna be fine. It doesn't really affect me. I'm more concerned about the like actual health of the game and the longevity of the game, and what I perceive to be what is best for the game. And that's ultimately what I want, because like I said, I know for me, no matter what happens, I've been playing this game for literally 8 years now. I've been in this franchise and, you know, a part of it, interacting, and you know, been in it, and whatever happens is going to happen. I'll be fine. I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about what Bungie can do to make the game more fun and more appealing to more people, and how they can grow the audience and how they can retain the audience they already have. So those definitely seem to be goals of theirs, planning to, you know, interject into the game in the coming seasons, and I'm very interested to see a lot of the things that they have marked as goals of theirs, and I'm interested to see how they execute them. And I have a lot of ideas of my own, but I'm sure they're all things they've thought of. And if I had to end the video, if I had to recap this entire season of Trials, and I like put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably put it at maybe a 5 or a 6, maybe a 3 or a 4. I don't know. I feel like that's a little harsh. I'm not sure, but I feel like for me personally, the reason that I would rate it that low is because of the sandbox. I feel like the quality of the sandbox is just really, I don't know, just really not at a good space or in a good spot at all. And it kind of, for me as a content creator and as a player, it kind of diminished my fun personally that I had with the game. And I hope that next season isn't as rough in terms of the sandbox. And I hope that there isn't things in the sandbox that they kind of leave unchecked for as long as they did, like Restoration, Omnioculus, Lord of Wolves. I'm hoping Sentinel gets a nerf, because Sentinel, in my opinion, is the best class in the game. As of currently, as I'm recording this on August the 22nd at 10:46 p.m., excluding all exotics and all that stuff, just base subclass, aspects and fragments and stuff, definitely the best. So there's just a lot of things in the meta that were very frustrating to deal with, and I just wanted to use my pellet shotgun and my fucking hand cannon, man, and it just was not happening this season, fortunately. I hope that in other seasons it's something that is a little bit more viable. Yes, I don't know, I just hope the meta isn't as strong or like overpowered as it was in this meta, because we've had previous meta, like every season has a meta, but this one was just ridiculous, and it really diminished my enjoyment of the season, and I hope the next one is better. Definitely not the worst. If I had to rate like one of the worst seasons, it would definitely be probably Stasis in terms of my enjoyment. Maybe not though. I don't know. This one, it's really hard for me to measure because like I kind of enjoyed playing cheaters because it was challenging to the point where like if I lost to them, I could say, oh, they're cheating. But if I lose to someone using Omnioculus and stuff, it's like, oh, they're just using goofy shit in the game. And it got to the point where like obviously I'm just like, fuck it. Anyway, we'll make that the video. I hope you all enjoyed. As this is coming out, this will be coming out at 1 p.m. Or I'll probably release this not at 1 p.m. Probably release this a little bit before, like 10 a.m. Maybe even 8 a.m. I'll be doing it, it will be an earlier upload because we have a new season coming out, and I don't want to upload a video about the Trials review, you know, at the launch of a new season. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell below for notifications. I upload new videos every day at 1 p.m. EST. We do have a new season coming out, so I might be double uploading on some days. I most definitely will be uploading every day, but some days may be double uploads at the beginning of a new season. We shall see how it goes. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.